When it comes to fossil fuel, usually my students, they like to write essays about, you have aeroplane cost, but you can fly the first time every year. It's a cheap price, and then they are increasing taxes for the second flight. I say, well, so if you had very high taxes on airplane and other kind of fossil fuels, why would you give the first flight very cheap? There are people who don't want to fly at all. So then they cannot use their subsidized first flight. So it's better to just have extremely high taxes on all fossil fuels. And then to make it more acceptable, because otherwise even the Conservative Party, they are very concerned with poor people in Sweden, When petrol prices go up, then the Conservative Party said, oh, look at Anna. She has 2 children and she has to drive them to this and this activities. So how can she make it? She's a nurse. So they're very concerned by income inequalities and poor people when it comes to carbon and petrol and so on. In reality, yeah. But I think they should give Anna a subsidy or a payment every month, 1,000 kronor or 2,000 kronor to her tax account if you have a certain salary below a certain level. But then Anna must be able to choose herself what to do with this money. It should not be tied to by fossil fuels. So that is a problem in today's politics. When we think about these things, we always think, oh, it must be cheaper to drive a car. It must be cheaper to use electricity. No, it should be bloody expensive. But then it should compensate, because it's only when the price signal works that people actually repair the houses or they insulate the houses. September this year had 18% less energy consumption than September last year, because prices were skyrocketing like this. And the households in Sweden, I mean the private consumption of electricity went down 18%, almost 1/5, because people thought, oh, this is expensive, maybe I should not have so warm in my house, etc. So it shows that people are reacting to prices if they can. And for those people who have problems, because we must sympathize with these people, they should get direct payments on the tax accounts. In Singapore, it costs 100,000 kronor per year for a tax on a car. Private cars are taxed extremely high in Singapore. So there are hardly any private cars. You can do that. Everyone goes by public transport instead in Singapore.